Everything is kind of shaping up for that really intense heat kind of feel that we associate with August, and we will have less rain around, so not as much of a threat of that kind of downpour action. Although a couple of stray thunderstorms are certainly possible in the afternoons, it just will not be as likely at all because of our pattern switch. Of course, when we have less rain, we get more heat, so that will be an issue this week. That's the main weather issue, actually, and our tropical threats are not there. No threats for us through at least the next week or so, but we'll be watching the Atlantic this week because of that thing out there. It's really nothing yet. You can't even really quite call it a system just yet, but it is out in the Atlantic and it has a medium chance of developing. So we'll be tracking it this week, of course, but no threats for us at this point. I'll show you more in a second. Our live radar, though, very quiet. This is our outlook for from our camera across the river to New Orleans and the skyline. And we had a really pretty fiery orange sunset. I was enjoying the view from here earlier this evening. We're at 82 degrees north of Lake Pontchartrain and south. We're mostly in the lower to middle 80s. And tonight we're expecting mostly clear skies north and south of Lake Pontchartrain. Our lows will be in the 70s. And then tomorrow I have highs near 93. That was actually our high today as well. And we do have a chance of rain about 30%, but that's actually about the highest that I have for our work week. Rain chances that will be going down to about 20% the rest of the week. So here's our model. Let me back it up really quickly and show you as you make your plans for tomorrow. The morning is quiet. This is by 2 p.m. a flare up of some showers and a few storms. This is 5 p.m. a little bit of rain wrapping up here at this point. And then this is by 8 p.m. Everything is looking a lot quieter by then. Quick check on your Monday forecast hour by hour. You can see those rain chances about 30% for the afternoon, and then everything calming down by the evening. If you do get one of those showers or storms, keep in mind this week, even though there may be only one or two around, they can bring some brief heavy rain as well as maybe a high wind gust or two. But this is our high pressure that we have just building over us in the upper atmosphere this week. So that's why we're expecting that more extreme and intense, almost August-like kind of feeling weather as our temperatures get to middle 90s. Feels like temperatures near 110. And back to our tropical outlook, again, barely anything to note here. It is so far out in the Atlantic at this point, and we're expecting it to eventually have a chance to develop, but not at least for several days. This would be an end of the week development area in the orange that you can see here. And tracking it, what we're expecting, as you can see, this is all the way through Thursday. I've paused it here. It's just not really getting going just yet, but it does look like after that it will have at least a chance to develop. The European forecast has a bit of organization and keeps it curving to the north around a high, which I'll show you in a second. And the GFS, as of today, it just kind of has everything sort of just staying really messy and unorganized, and brings it by Friday maybe to this general area in the northern Caribbean or somewhere near Hispaniola, maybe bringing some messy moisture toward the southwest eastern Gulf eventually by late next weekend. We will see. Now, yesterday the GFS was more in line with the Euro. It had the same kind of curving up to the north around the high. So we will see. These are just individual model runs, and we are about a week away from the scenario that you see here, whether it's somewhere around Florida or the western Atlantic. But it does look like for next weekend, this will be our steering pattern. This will be the main player. It looks like if it does maybe strengthen a little bit and kind of get steered off to the north, it would be around that high pressure. And also, interestingly, we might have another feature, which could be this trough, possibly dropping south and pulling it to the north. We will see. Now, if it remains a messy system, it doesn't tend to respond to these kind of steering dynamics quite as much. And sometimes it can just go different spots and just be a messy area of rain, whether it does move to the north or maybe off to the west. So for now, no tropical threats for the Gulf Coast. We don't have anything at this point heading our way. We have lots of time to watch the Atlantic. And keep in mind, August starts later this week on Thursday, so we always get, or typically get, that big increase in tropical activity. So even if this one doesn't pan out to be anything really notable, it does, of course, get more likely late in August and into early September that we see the uptick in tropical activity. 7-day forecast shows those middle 90s, just a hot week as we transition to August, and our feels like temperatures, again, will be close to 110. So a week to remember your heat precautions, stay hydrated, and find ways to stay cool for sure this week.